This one, I want to spend some time, I want to give it its own lecture, Classification of Carbon Atoms. This is one that students either get absolutely right and it takes them 5 seconds, or they get it absolutely wrong and it looks like they, when students are sitting there during the exam, that it takes them forever. So let's talk about this. A primary carbon, which can be designated as 1 degree, that means that the carbon is connected to one other carbon. Now, secondary means the carbon is connected to 2 other carbons, and then the other bonds go to hydrogens or something else. A tertiary carbon is a carbon that is connected to 3 other carbons, and then to something else like a hydrogen. And then the 4 is, over here, carbon is connected to 4 other carbons. So we look at each carbon and then look at how many carbons it's directly connected to. If it's connected to 1 and only 1, then it's primary. If it has 2 connected to it, then it's secondary. 3 carbons connected to it, tertiary. And then if all four bonds of the carbon are connected to other carbons, it's quaternary. So when we are given a molecule and they ask us to designate the carbon atoms according to their classification as primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary, well, anything that ends, we're going to be just given hydrocarbons, so we won't have to worry about, and they're going to be saturated hydrocarbons, so we won't have to worry about anything funny going on. Anything that ends just stops and isn't connected to anything else is primary. That means, because it's at the end of the line, that carbon can only be connected to one other carbon, because that's the only thing we show on the line angle formulas, and there's nothing else beyond here. So we got those as 1. If you look at any kink that has 2 hydrogens, we don't show them, but at any kink, that's going to be a secondary. Because at any kink there's going to be 2 hydrogens, which means the other 2 bonds must be to carbon if it's part of a line angle diagram. And so this is a 1 as well, and 1 down here. And then we have this carbon here is connected to 4 other carbons, so this is quaternary, and so is this. And, oh, yep. I was going to say, oh, we don't have any tertiary. Yes, we do. This one right here. This one has a hydrogen. We don't show the hydrogen, but you see it's connected to 1, 2, 3 carbons. So this guy right here is tertiary. With the line angle drawings, it's actually pretty easy to see because you can see at this point it has 2 lines. So that's tertiary, or a secondary. This guy only has 1 line extending from it, so it's primary. This carbon has 3 lines going from it, so it's tertiary. This carbon has 4 lines going from it, so that's quaternary. So pretty easy once you get the hang of it. And I think what happens is students, they see it, they say, ah, that's easy. And then they never think about it again. They get on the exam and they just get destroyed. So it's such an easy thing, so straightforward. I hate to see anyone lose any points on it. Now, instead of line angle drawings, I can give you it in a molecule in this form. This is easier to see. Look at this carbon. It's only connected to 1 other carbon. Now we can see the carbons, so it's pretty straightforward. This is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, or primary, I should say, primary, 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 and primary. And what I'm going to do is circle them so you can see what they're attached, what they're connected to, and then also get them out of the way for the next set. Okay, and then we let's look at this carbon. This carbon is connected to 1, 2, 3. So put a 3, and then put the degree sign. This carbon is connected to 1 carbon, 2 carbons. 2 hydrogens, but nobody cares. It's just 2 carbons, so secondary. This carbon, 1, 2, 3. So 3, primary. This carbon, 1, 2, 3. A lot more tertiary here. 1, 2, 3 for this guy. Wow. And then this is 1, 2, 3. Geez, I went crazy with the tertiary here. And then 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have to go back, and then this is secondary. I just want to double check here. Is that right? 1, Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's because all the branching. Lots of branching, so we should see a lot of tertiary. The other one, we only had one there, so that just kind of threw me off. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And on the exam, on my exam, I just give you a molecule and ask you to label each of the different types of carbon atom.